Hello, Cancer, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of December 7th. Sorry, I feel like I hear an airplane right over my house. 7th through the 13th. And during that time, we'll have a waning gibbous moon. And a waning gibbous is about self-reflection and rebirth, a really good time to make positive changes and kind of get rid of bad habits and negative thinking. We are going to take this card, so I will quit shuffling. So we then have the last quarter moon, and that comes in on the 13th. And the last quarter is a really good time for self-reflection, releasing what no longer serves us, kind of taking responsibility for things that we've done in the past month and starting that evaluation to see what we want to change when the new cycle starts on the new moon. So pay attention to those moon energies as we move through the week. My reminder is that this will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter, Cancer. So as always, please take today what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading, this card that wanted to jump out so badly, is to don't let pride get in your way. That card wanted to leap out into your reading, Cancer. So let's see what might be going on for the Cancer Collective this week. And as I'm shuffling, my fun weekly reminder this week is that you take some time to meditate. If it's not something that you work into your routine normally, it might be a good time to try that, especially with, that waning gibbous moon energy, which is that really good time for self-reflection and just quiet time and thinking about things that you want to, make changes on for the next cycle. So good time for meditation if it's not something that you do, but take some time, find a nice quiet space and go within, just still yourself and quiet your mind and just really go in there and explore. So even if it's just a few minutes a day, try to start working that into your routine and just see what happens. So that is my fun weekly reminder for you. So all right, let's get into this reading. Cancer, December 7th through the 13th. Don't let pride get in your way. You've got all the cards flying. Here's one that flew. Actually, it's a few cards, and we will take them on the top. But this is why tarot cracks me up. There they are. There's quite a few really hanging there for a minute. So we will take all of these as your first three cards today. Your present situation. 7 of Wands here. So feeling a little bit like you against the world. And something that's going on. Again, we're going to remember this overall. Don't let pride get in your way. So we're going to see what might be going on in your world this week, but something where you're kind of feeling like it's you against the world. Your current situation is that you're also feeling like you're feeling a little stuck, wondering how you got here, and knowing that only you can think your way out of this here with this eight of swords. So just don't forget that even though you feel like you're stuck, you can think your way out of this. So couple of kind of adversarial cards already going on here. At the root of your situation this week is the Knight of Wands. So some sort of action on the passion front. Could this be whatever it is? It's something you feel very deeply about. It's something that you're very passionate about and you feel deeply about. So of course, tarot is a template. I always like to say it can template different ways for different cancers. So for some of you, we may be talking about a relationship issue. For some of you, we may be talking about a family issue or a work issue or a personal issue that's just something going on inside of you. So it could template in different ways. So remember that these cards are about overall energies that are going on. But whatever's going on with you this week, it is something that you feel very strongly, very passionate about, and something that you've taken action on in the past. So, or that some action has been going on in that passion realm to make you feel like it's you against the world or stuck, like this card here. In your recent past is the Sun. So you're coming into this from a place where you were happy. You're happy and things are going great for you. There's lots of light, sun shining. The Sun is that happy card in the deck where everything's just going awesome. So for some reason, this thing has come in to kind of interrupt that for you a little bit. And so, whatever it is, don't worry. I'm sure you can get through it. and we'll see what happens as this reading goes on. What are you thinking about this week is the Hanged Man. So whatever this has been for you, it is definitely changing your perspective. And again, is it something, if it's about a relationship, it's kind of changing your perspective on how things like that work. If it's something work related, it's something that has come in to kind of make you change how you're seeing things there. But anytime you have a perception change, it's kind of an evolution of thinking and learning and growing. But it's really stopping for a minute in a different position and looking at things really from a different vantage point. What is just ahead of you this week? Okay, some indecision. So you're going to have to think something through pretty hard this week, and maybe not even make a decision this week, but it's ahead of you to really be mulling something over here. So this could be kind of an either or situation where you're going to have to make a stronger decision, um, just based on the information that you have. Again, you're looking at things from a different perspective. So again, it's some kind of evolution or something where you're probably growing, definitely, when whatever it is that's making you, it changes you. Any of these life experiences that we have they change us just a little bit, right? And you're definitely feeling that this week. Okay, what is in your advice position? Okay, Four of Wands. So your advice is to maybe celebrate this change, even though it may seem negative and you may feel like you're battling other people around you or this thing internally also. To make a decision is to kind of celebrate it and celebrate the fact that and it's almost like nobody really wants to welcome adversity, but when you get to the other side of adversity or some challenge that you've had to go through, you can look back and go, wow, I can't believe I made it through that. I'm stronger as a person because of that. I've learned this thing. I will never do this certain thing again because I learned that lesson. So sometimes you just get to celebrate that. Hopefully, on the other side of this, you do get to celebrate the fact that you've taken the minute to learn something, right? What is beyond your control this week is the moon. So, beyond your control are some synchronistic, maybe intuitive type things that are coming into play. Maybe some of this stuff is kind of murky. You don't really have all the details, but your intuition is telling you something. You just intuitively know a thing. Maybe you had a dream about something that kind of clued you into this. And so, again, maybe it's not completely clear, but you just have this inner knowing from and you can't even really explain it why you might know this thing. But again, we're not making any big decisions about it right now. Again, this could be something that goes on into the next week or even a couple of weeks after. Sometimes things don't resolve. These tarot readings are sometimes about bringing in the energy that starts something. It's not always about the completion of it, which may not come for a week or two down the line, right? What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so our aces of this is about a new financial opportunity. It's usually just some new material thing comes into you. So you're either trying to avoid that, which I'm not sure why you would be, but it might be what your secret desire is. I don't think anyone tries to avoid a new financial opportunity. So this could be something where you're hoping that there's some sort of material thing that comes in to change the situation or to make it different. I'm going to step back and look at this for a second because that's a very interesting little take on it. So trying to avoid our secret desire. Almost, and I get the feeling here, almost like you feel like that maybe, sometimes you have a problem and you can just throw money at it and it kind of fixes it. And this is usually in the, like say your dishwasher breaks. Well, I'll just throw some money at it. Guess what? Tomorrow it's either fine or you have a new dishwasher. And I feel like, is it a situation like that? Probably for some of you where you're like, if I just had the money, I would throw money at this and it would just all go away. For some of you, not. And maybe you're just also kind of hoping that as a distraction that, I wouldn't be thinking about this if this, right? So I'm getting kind of that either or thing, but maybe it is your secret desire to have some sort of money come in to kind of fix all of this. And you feel like it would make it better. I'm not sure that it totally would. In your outcome position is that things are just happening quickly. Again, I don't see this resolving. Also, we do have two eights on the table too, and eights are about money. So maybe some money does come in for you that helps you with the situation. It's not even clear because your elements, these elements are really all over the place here. Lots of swords. You know what I'm not seeing also? We only have this one pentacle and I see no cups. This is all very communication. This is very air and fire. And what do we get? When we get air and fire, we get combustible. So, don't let pride get in your way. There must be something that's something going on there. And I do think this is your big question is, would money solve this or would money not solve this? I feel like you're kind of thinking that, like, if I just had extra money, I could throw it at this situation, I would be done with it. But I don't feel like that's the issue. I feel like there's something underlying that you're supposed to learn here and look at a new perspective. Does it wrap up this week? I also don't think that. This is kind of the start of something that may take a few weeks to play out. But your end result here is that things are happening fast, information's coming in fast, things are changing very quickly. I would look up angel number 88 to see if that gives you any other guidance for things going on in your life this week. Hidden from you this week, okay, is the Four of Cups, which is about being kind of dissatisfied with what the universe is offering you. So I don't think that is the thing that's hidden from you this week. You might also want to look up angel number 44 since we have two fours appearing. So Cancer, I'm not even saying this is the most clear reading that I've ever seen. This is really kind of all over the place. I'm going to take another look here to see if there's something that I feel like, just looking at this, that I feel like this is very internal. And the reason I say this is because none of these players are really looking at the other. They're all looking or facing directly towards you. The Hangman, the Seven of Wands, this Knight of Wands, this one's blindfolded here. We got a couple blindfolds. So there's going to be some things that really aren't clear to you. And maybe that's why this intuition comes in, that you're going to have to really use your intuition. Okay. And that's really, again, that we've only got one pentacle or one cup here that's being hidden from you and one pentacle. Everything else is about, the fire. Anytime you get fire and air, it's very combustible. So I feel like there's a lot of moving parts to whatever's going on with you guys this week. And I can't even really nail down an area for any of you. So again, tarot is a template. Some of you, this could be about your relationship life. This could be about family life. This could be about something going on at work, but it's all of these energies do kind of come together in all of that in an ongoing situation that I don't think wraps up. So let's get a final word here from the Soul Oracle deck and see if that helps us in any manner. Final word for Cancer, December 7 through 13. Live from your spirit. It's never bad advice. So, and to me, that's just making sure that you are living in a way that is true to you. You're coming out of this happy space. So whatever's causing you this, I just think it's causing a perspective change. I think it's just one of those things that, where things happen and they're just there to help us grow and change. But again, it could present itself in different ways for different cancers. Excuse me. All right, let's see what you need to do in the way of self-care as this thing is starting for you this week. Possibility is the card that comes up for you. Focus your attention on what could go right. When you learn to imagine the best case scenario, you get to enjoy the experience twice. That is a beautiful, beautiful message. Yeah, I'm going to say, there's some indecision here. Not even really indecision. You're going to think about something and there's choices that are coming up for you. I don't think you have to make them this week though. And I do think it's almost like the universe is saying, look, you're coming from this happy place. You're going to have to deal with making a decision. You're kind of at an either or an or spot. You need to make that decision and you need to just move forward. It is going to change things no matter really what you choose, but you're learning because you've got this perspective change. The next time you encounter this, you're just going to be that much stronger and that much better at managing it, because this is just like one of those experiential things that you're going to go through. But definitely listen to your intuition here. There's something there. There's something there that's going to help you. And again, it'll be interesting to watch your readings evolve and unfold, I guess, under the next couple of weeks to see what might happen. I'm not even sure what I might title this. I guess is kind of perspective change, or looking at things from in a new way, or indecision perhaps. So anyway, Cancer, I really hope there was something you can get out of this reading. You may pick up on something here that I did not, because this is kind of all over the place, and it's not the clearest of stories for me. For some reason, I'm kind of blocked on what exactly this might be for you. Again, just kind of general energies are coming in for me. So if you have any insight, if there's something that you picked up on, of course, drop me a comment down below. If you have questions, we can try to get things clarified a little bit. But if you like my reading style, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel, and I would appreciate that so much. And it'll help you find me next week, where you can come back and we can see where this story goes and where it evolves to. Because now I'm very curious too, like what exactly is going on. So I'll be real curious to find out where this story goes. So thanks so much, Cancer. Good luck with all this, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.